I did make a list. I did check it twice, but I can neither confirm nor deny the moral or ethical standing of any participant. Hey everybody, it's Margaret Adele, and I did not intend to make this video. I did not think this video would ever be a thing, but stuff just kind of blew up on me in the best way. Now, anyone who's followed me from my booktube newbie tag onwards knows that I have always wanted to make indie books a part of this channel. I say always, like I haven't only been doing this for 3 months, but I really wanted to focus on secondhand thrift store books and indie books specifically because I feel like booktube just doesn't really have a lot of that. So I kind of just threw up a tweet on Twitter like 2 days ago, and I said, hey, if there's any indie authors that want to give me links to their books, I'm putting together a list. I meant this list to be for me, so that I could incorporate more of these indie books into my channel. And I was expecting 20, 30, maybe 50 replies. That was being optimistic. After 2 days, that thread is currently sitting with over 1,000 replies. And that's not an exaggeration. Now, not all of those are books or links to books. Some of them are other people talking or wanting to see the list and that kind of stuff, but a lot of them are books or other people giving links to their web comics or what have you. So this blew up on me. My notifications on Twitter have not stopped blowing up. I check it every half hour and I've got 20 new notifications, which is so weird. And so I'm making this something bigger because clearly there's a need. Clearly people want to see this. I've been asked multiple times to make it a more public list, that people want to be able to see it. So I have put together a Google Sheets, and that will be in the description of this video. It'll also be on my Twitter. I'm trying to think of a way to put it in a set place where you can always go and get it, so I don't have to keep posting it randomly, but I'll figure that out later. So this list is my indie author list. I chose to do indie authors only because there were so many books specifically, and indie authors, as a general rule, tend to write a wider variety than published authors. They are published authors. Traditionally published authors tend to stick to a specific genre because it's easier to brand themselves, it's easier to keep their agent that way, whereas indie authors tend to have a much wider variety, which is what I love about it. So on this list, you will first see the indie authors organized by name, last name first, alphabetical, or whatever could constitute a last name of the pseudonym or alias they gave me. In a couple instances, it was a little weird. But next, according to that, according to me, will be the genres they write in. This has been the biggest issue with putting this list together because, well, sometimes they'll tell me I write da-da-da-da-da, and I can just copy that in, or sometimes it might be very obvious what they write. You know, if there's a half-naked man on the cover, it's usually a romance. In other cases, I'm basically trying to glean what the genre is from the synopses or the book covers, and it's never totally perfect. So keep in mind this will be updated very regularly. But I am really excited for this. I currently have 150 authors on there as of this recording. And the variety is just insane. Like everything from romance and fantasy, which I was kind of expecting, to poetry and graphic novels and memoirs and nonfiction books and crochet patterns and surreal experimental novels and comedies, dark comedies especially, I've seen a lot of. It's just this gigantic variety, and I have some web serials on there. One that's supposed to be made to look like the old Victorian era newspaper serials in a website form, which I thought was really cool. There are LGBT stories, and the authors are a diverse bunch. People of color, people of different sexualities, different backgrounds all over the place. It's just fantastic. I'm so excited, even if putting this together piece by piece is very painstaking. It takes me over an hour to put just 50 names on this thing. Just looking through, making sure I have the right link and coming up with the right genres. As for links, there will be links to whatever I could find that would approximate that person's entire, not discography, library as an author. So that might be their own website, that might be their Goodreads page, that might be their Amazon author page, whatever I could find or whatever they gave me that constituted the extent of their work. For some of them, it's just one book and they've only published one so far. In one case, it was an Etsy page because his graphic novel was on Etsy, which I thought was really cool. It is just all over the place. But I would love, love, love for this to become a gateway for people to get more into indie books. Multiple other booktubers, notably Murphy Napier. I never know how to pronounce it. I suck at last names. Can never guess how to pronounce last names. She mentioned that she wants to get more into self-published books, that it's one of her 2019 goals. I believe Read by Zoe tweeted a while ago that she wants to get more into indie books. One or two other booktubers have talked about wanting to get more into it. And I would love for this to be that kind of resource where people could be like, I want to get into indie books, but I have no clue. It could be like, here, look at this list. Pick the authors that write in the genres you like. A lot of poetry, which I really want to get more into, but pick the genre that seems to jump out to you and go to the link, and there you go. That's the new indie author you can follow and add to your list of favorite authors, maybe. If you are an indie author and you're watching this, hi, you guys are really supportive. I'm probably going to end up doing an entire other video on just how insanely supportive the indie author community is. Like, I thought the am writing people on Twitter were hardcore supportive. Indie authors put us to shame. I have gained 200 new followers in the last 2 days because of this. And I feel really bad because I'm trying to follow back as much as I can. But like I said, my notifications just will not stop blowing up. It's fantastic. It just will not stop. So if I haven't followed you back, or if it seems like I'm milking this for followers, I promise I'm not. I just was not expecting this to turn into what it became. I wasn't expecting everyone to want to see the list or to ask why I wanted the list and then ask about my booktube. I didn't expect any of this to happen. It's fantastic though. And it's definitely made me rethink my own publishing goals if this is the kind of community that indie published authors go into when they are indie published. It's just amazing. So if you would like to be a part of this, please message me. You can comment here. You can email me. I'll have my email down there. You can DM me on Twitter. That's how a lot of people have been sending me their links. Please send me your official pen name, author name, what have you, along with the genres you write in. That way I don't have to guess. And a link to what would constitute the entirety of your author work or the majority of your author work. Again, a Goodreads page, an Amazon page, your own website, WordPress, whatever. If you commented on that tweet and you are or run or are part of a larger collective and a larger indie press, I'm holding off on that only because I'm not sure how to actually add all those to the list without having to go through and add every author in one by one, which I'm not opposed to doing, but I already have several hundred indie authors that personally asked me to be on this list, so I want to get them taken care of first before I go and ask, put on the authors that didn't ask me. If you are already on the list or you know that you posted on it and you're waiting to be on the list, please check it. Make sure that I have everything spelled correctly. I have the link you want. I have the genre descriptions you want. I've already had several people be like, actually, what the book is more paranormal than supernatural, or it's not necessarily romance, it's more romantic suspense, or whatever. I want to make sure that I am representing every author on this list the way they want to be represented. And I want everyone to get the best and most genuine description of that author's work when they go to the list to find someone. I am so excited about this. I am so excited how much this blew up. I will be adding the indie authors I personally read and enjoy after I've gotten all the ones through. But like I said, this is literally a gigantic task, more so than I thought it would be. I love it, but I've I can't even speak right now. I have a readathon I've got starting like tomorrow, or today as you're watching this actually. I've got the holidays coming up. I've got like 3 other videos to put together. I've got a lot to do, but I definitely want to make this a priority. I want to walk into 2019 with this gigantic resource to make sure that everyone that wants to get more into indie books can. I think I've said everything I want to. I have re-recorded this like 3 times because I have so much to say. I will leave the other topics off for other videos, especially the one about the welcoming nature of the indie community, because that deserves its own video. In general, I have so much to say and so much about how much it's affected how I view the indie community in my own publishing goals. But if you would like to come along for this, if you would like me to talk more about each of these books that I read from these authors in depth, I will be including them on my TBRs, on my readathons, or any challenges I do. I will be including these in my general reading, and I will be talking about them on my channel like I have been doing with the other books. Please, please, please like, comment, subscribe, do all of that. It feels like the start of something, and I'm really nervous saying that because I feel like people will look back on this and be like, remember when she was stupid enough to think something was started and it turned out to be nothing? But it feels like it. It feels like the start of something. I don't know. So please follow along with me if you want to come on this journey. And with nothing else to say, I hope you have a wonderful day and a marvelous tomorrow.